What's going on, everybody? Synergy here, and welcome back to another episode on the Ragnarok map. Today we started out trying to get a raptor, so we get him knocked out nice and easily with a bowler. Bowler actually breaks and he does run off, but luckily he does knock out. We then, while that's taming up, we get a PT bowlered, and again same thing. Good progress, and little spoiler, big progress has been made. But once the raptor was all tamed up, we'll go for a little journey, level him up a bit, get some hide, get some meat, stuff like that. And out of nowhere, I didn't see, but I'm about to get ambushed here, and it ended up being quite a disaster for us here. So as you can see, I'm just minding my own business, fighting a Carno. It's only level 30, it's nearly dead. And then this guy just comes out of absolute nowhere. So I decided to leave. I think he was like a 270 or something like that. So he probably would just kill me and my raptor. So I thought it's probably best just to peace out and get out of there. Little did I know though, he's actually behind us. I think you can see him there, just about. And he actually starts going towards my raft, so I had no choice but to try and fight it. I mean, thinking back on it now, watching the footage, I should have just left my raptor there, swum, got under the raft and just left. But we live and learn, guys, we live and learn. But as you can see, he's doing so much damage to the raft. Everything's getting beaten up. My raptor's nearly dead. So yeah, we just have to sort of cut our losses here and leave. I did try and whistle them, but they're so focused on trying to fight that they didn't run away. So again, looking back on it, I should have probably put them on peaceful, but you know, we live and learn. This is early game Ark, you know, this stuff happens. So not too worry there. As you can see, we got Kyle sleeping on the boat. He didn't have time before he went away on holiday to actually make a base. So yeah, but as you can see, both my PT and my raptor both died. So that was great. So we end up actually going back trying to find the saddle and stuff like that. As you can see, that's just me checking the log, and you can see they were both killed right there. So happy days. But we're going to keep moving on. Like I said, there is a lot of progress in this episode. So the first few minutes are going to be just sort of playing catch up for you guys, because I don't always have the opportunity to record, especially while talking as well. So this is just some clips that I got. We ended up getting another PT, so this is actually going to be the first one we actually fly. The other one died before we could even put a saddle on it, so this is our best friend right now. So this is our first ever flight on Ark Ragnarok, and as you can see, in a blood moon as well, so perfect timing for a pink one. But really happy about that. So once I got the PT, the first thing I went and did is went and flew over to the Beaver Dam spawn locations and started stocking up on like cemented paste and silica pearls and stuff like that, and that's going to be really handy. But this spot's really good for cemented paste and all that sort of stuff, so if you didn't know before, now you do. Once I did that, I went back, built a fabricator. I nearly called that a smithy there, but built a fabricator, built a windmill to power the fabricator, so I don't need to keep making gasoline and all that sort of jazz. And yeah, the raft was pretty much at a point where it's done. Next on the agenda was trying to get an RG. I say trying to get an RG, we did actually get the RG, spoiler, but it didn't go too well at the start here. So as you can see, I'm trying to aggro it. Now I can see the Allosaurus is below, but I did not expect to fall down, and that is not what you want to see. So this ends, as you can imagine it probably would, not very well. And yeah, they end up pushing me off the edge and munching my tits. So that was great, because I only had one PT saddle. So I had to go over to Alan's base, nick his saddle, use my spare PT that I didn't actually record taming, but it was just a lower level one. I just sort of tamed it as a spare, and luckily I did, because it came in really handy here. Else I would have had a long walk to get my stuff. So to get my stuff back, I had to lead this dickhead off the edge, which is actually more challenging than it used to be. They used to just freely run off. Now they're a bit reluctant. But we got back, got our stuff, trapped the RG, and then knocked it out with arrows. Now I don't normally like doing this because they do tend to die. But this one was quite a high level, so it actually survived. And then the only thing left to do is to name it the appropriate name, and they are basically giant pigeons, so what better name than pigeon? So once we got our pigeon, we went and got a Doedicurus. It's a nice 300, so it's going to serve us very well, and you'll see why very, very soon. But we get him knocked out and get him tamed up, and that just basically explodes our progress, because stone is just no longer an issue. Now this Anki actually came from Alan. He found 2 babies and actually bought me a baby. So once that was grown up, did a quick metal run. Same with this bear, it was just a baby I found. So I thought I'd take it out, and it does disgusting amounts of damage, and it's really quick too. So for a quick hide and meat run here. Now this is where progress starts to explode, because this little place here you would not have seen. Me, Kyle and Alan have decided to base together, so we've made a little shack there, and that's just our sort of base of operations right now, while we build this monstrosity of a castle. Now this is right next to the swamp castle, and to the right is where we were earlier getting the cementing paste. So a lot of the building of this will probably be done off camera, because it's going to be sort of me, Alan and Kyle sort of chipping away at it whenever we can. It is going to be a really big base, and here I'm just sort of explaining that we need to make sure we line stuff up properly, else the walls are going to be janky and stuff like that. So once we're all on the same sort of page, we start getting to it and start putting down some foundations. So once the foundations were done, progress sort of exploded quite a bit, and as you can see, we have quite a lot of the outside walls not complete, but you know, like there's a lot of progress done. And you know, we started figuring out some like pillars and stuff like that. If you can see where my crosshair is, they're pillars, just to make it look a bit more like 3D and not as flat. But before we go and take a look at that, I thought I would just quickly run you down our little base of operations here. As you can see, these 2 are just passed out on the floor. But these are stone dedicated storages, and they are made from that Klinger mod I was talking about in the first episode. And that's got some other little cool things in there as well. But these have been really good for just building, because they seem to hold a ton of stuff. But obviously they're like the tech dedicated storage, right? They can only hold one type of item. And they're not too bad to make either, so that's quite good. You know, we got our feeding bin and our usual, you know, like fabricator. This is a Klinger smithy. And you can have like a normal bench version or this version. They function exactly the same. This one's just smaller, so it works for our little shack here, and obviously this is just for all our dinosaurs and stuff like that. So That's quite nice. I don't know whose bird this is, but yeah, so I'll show you sort of where we're at right now. Like I say, a lot of the building will be done off camera because it is quite tedious and boring. It takes quite a long time, but you can see with the pillars the difference, like how that's flat and that's a bit more you know, like detail and stuff. And eventually we'll sort of go mad with like wooden pillars and stuff like that. But this essentially is our, you know, entranceway to the castle, like the main entrance type of thing. And this is what we've got going on. So we've got some stairs and stuff done. I'm not sure we've done all of them yet. Like, this is sort of a walk ground for me as well. These lights are from the QOL mod, so you don't actually have to put fuel in them, and they'll just turn themselves on and off during the day and night time and stuff when it's dark. This is a Klinger forge, which can actually turn organic polymer into normal polymer. Apparently it takes quite a long time, but it's something to do with that organic polymer so it doesn't go to waste. And all along here we've got sort of walkways, and in the walkways we have secret doors. So if I shut the main door, we can actually walk around the whole castle through the walls, which is quite nice. I know this is a PvE server, but if it was a real castle, you know, you could shoot out the windows and whatnot. So we got staircases that go up to the next levels. As you can see, we've got a lot of lighting and a lot of work left to do. Obviously on this level there's not going to be a secret door here because it's just going to be a drop otherwise. So that's just the ground floor, but that will only be for the front section. The rest of the castle sort of connects between towers, so you can just sort of run through all of it nice and easily. And we will be having more floors and stuff like that, so you know, like, we'll be able to access things differently. This is just sort of like a rough layout. I think that Alan's done. And as you can see, what I was saying earlier, you've got to make sure stuff lines up properly, else you get some jankiness like this. So we're going to have to take a look at that at some point. But yeah guys, this is basically, there's a misplaced right there, that needs sorting out as well. But this is basically going to take quite a while to build, so this is something that, like I say, me, Alan and Kyle will chip away at over time. And I know he's just done this quickly, but that's really like bugging my OCD. So one of the walls need to be flipped, and then, oh my god, this place is going to drive me nuts. But as you can see, it's going to take a lot of work and effort to actually build up a big castle and make it sort of look good. But this is going to be our base for us three, and yeah, like, we might have more people join us here. I think Excite Ginge, who people of the channel know, he has now joined the server as well, and I think he's also doing a little series on it, so make sure you go and check that one out. But yeah, you can see whether he joins us or not. At the minute I think he's sort of just setting up, doing, like, you know, the starter things and whatnot. We'll take this RG, whoever it is, and we'll go for a little fly, just so you can sort of see, you know, like, the scale of how big this is. So obviously we've got castles on Ragnarok that we can just build in, like we've got this one here. There's a few others dotted around the map, including I think some new ones around, but we decided we wanted to build our own, and we're doing it right here because we like this location. Like, right here is beaver dams, right there is obsidian. We literally have metal. If I flew past it, but we literally have like a whole valley of metal. If I can figure out where I'm actually going, give me a second. Yeah, so it is this way. I was going the right way. Right here, there's like, this valley is absolutely full of metal, so you can pick up an RG, fly an RG through here, and there's absolute tons of it. Obviously stone, we've got abundance of stone. There's a little bit of wood here, and it looks like there's a lot, but I don't know if it's a bug at the minute, but a lot of these trees over here can't actually be mined, or harvested I should say. You don't mine a tree, do you? You can't chop a lot of these down, which is quite annoying. But yeah, there is wood around, you know, you can go down where the beavers are and stuff. So this is sort of just to show you the scale and the size. Like I say, this is all going to get built up taller, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be really cool. We're going to have like you know, like a kibble factory here as well, so we can get kibble for the stuff we want to tame, and I think it's going to be really cool. So we actually put a couple secret doors about as well, because it can be quite, when you're building a base of this size, you don't want to have to, if you're at the side, you don't want to have to run all the way around to the front just to use the big front door. So especially where we built our little temp base here, it's quite nice to have like a little secret entry to get in, and I think we actually did that on quite a few of the sides. Like I think over here we've got that as well, and there is a drop here, so I guess we can see what's in here. Excuse me, you're in our house. Did we not put a secret door here? I thought we did. We'll just pick it up. Oh, that's a nice blueprint for a pipe. And I don't think we're going to use any of that, so I'm just going to junk it. And we will actually place the secret door like that, and of course that is the right way, isn't it? That's the wrong way. So let me do that again, sorry guys. It's really hard to tell. There you go, that's the right way. So now we have another secret door here. So that's essentially just a little trick to get in and out. But yeah, a lot of detailing, a lot of building, a lot of crafting and gathering to go. So we will just chip away at that at a time. We've still got to decide, you know, where our main crafting area is going to be, where our breeding area is going to be, do you know what I mean? Like farming area, greenhouse, all of that jazz. But we will get there. But for now, this is sort of what we're working with and what we're rocking. That's going to do it for episode 2, guys. Sorry this episode's a little bit shorter. I'm going to try and keep them between sort of 20 and 30 minute episodes, I think. And today was just more sort of like an updatey episode of just what's gone on. Because we're basing with other people now as well, like progress will change between episodes depending when I've been on or when other people have been on. But I will try and record as much as I can, and if I can't live record like I am sort of now, like I can go left and right, then, you know, I'll record clips and do what I did at the start of this episode, just to keep you guys in the loop of what we've been doing. But yeah guys, in episode 3 we'll go and try and tame some stuff and maybe get on to some breeding. We want to get some Rexes going and stuff like that and get the bosses done. Our goal is to try and go full tech, probably not build the whole castle out of tech or anything stupid like that, but definitely like tech doors and all of that jazzy stuff. But yeah, if you did enjoy the episode guys, hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.